Welcome back to the Co-opcast. I'm Ksenia Risnyanska and I will be your host for today. I hope that you all are having great vacations, by the way. So our guest today is Alberto Pena, more known as Mojo. And he was born in New York and then he lived in Florida and now he's conquering California. Hello, Mojo.
Hey, what's up? I'm doing good. I'm glad to be
Good.
here.
Nice. Mojo studying film screenwriting and filmmaking at UCLA. And he moved to the Coop at September 2020. Mojo is famous for his movies and smoothies. So, Mojo,
Yeah.
I want to ask more about your movies first. So, tell me, please, about how did you decide to get into this profession? Like, who influenced you? What influenced you? I don't know. Tell us a little bit of your story, please.
Yeah, that's a good question. But before I get to that, I would like to give a shout out to today's sponsor, which is Mojo Smoothies. Some of the best smoothies, the best smoothies here at the Co-op. So thank you to Mojo
That's
Smoothies.
true. That's true. Best smoothies. Guys, you should try if you didn't try it before. You just should try it.
Yeah. But now to answer your question, so it started like I would say in 2011 in Kissimmee, where I'm originally like that's my hometown basically. I was born in New York, but I moved to Kissimmee in 2004, 2005. And that's when I actually met one of my best friends. His name is Sean Kiramani. And we met in high school. And basically, we both related to doing like little videos. Like we would both have ideas like, oh, this would be a funny skit, like a comedy sketch. So we would just do it on our iPhones. And then from there, we started doing that for a couple of years. And then we started getting more serious about it, getting better equipment, getting like editing softwares. And so it started there. And then once we got to college, to Stetson University, that's when we took it another level up. We started getting better lights, better cameras. And so it started to develop from there. So honestly, if it wasn't for Sean and his brother Dreeny and my brother Gil, if the four of us didn't create like Boggy Creek Films, which is like our own little team, I don't think I would have fallen in love with movies or even had the opportunity, to discover it. So that's where I got my start. And then it got to a more professional level, I would say, when I met Jacobo. We all know the friendliest co-opper.
Yeah, that's true. Hi, Jacobo.
Yeah, shout out Jacobo. And also, there's a
Watching.
big debate between me and Jacobo, who is the real Superman, whether it's me or him.
Woohoo.
And so
Nice.
I say it's me, but we'll leave it up to the people. The people can vote in the comments.
Sure. Let's do
But
this.
yeah,
But
but
don't
anyway,
fight, guys.
so
Don't fight.
yeah, don't fight. Let me and Jacobo duke it out.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like what's his name? Zack Snyder cut, whatever his name is.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember as well, but yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
got you.
But yeah, so me and Jacobo met in 2017 in Thailand, and he was the first person that I met that seriously wanted to win an Oscar. He's like, yeah, man, my dream is to win an Oscar for script writing. And that kind of changed my way on how I viewed movies. And like, once he told me that, I didn't think it was crazy. I'm like, whoa, I kind of relate to that goal. Like, I would like to win an Oscar as well. And he's the first person that I met like that. So that inspired me to take the craft more serious and go, I don't know, a more professional route, I would say, and like open my mind to those possibilities. So if it wasn't for those group of people, I probably wouldn't be the Mojo that we all know that loves movies, that is out there working.
Yeah, that's really great actually when you meet people who influence you, in positive way. I mean, and like trying to get the best out of you. That's something that really works actually. It's very, very important to have this support, for everyone. If you find someone, just keep with them. Yeah, that's a very good thing. Mojo, why you actually Mojo? Why can you answer this question?
Yeah, no, good question. So basically, like I said, I moved from New York to Orlando, and I moved to Orlando and then to Kissimmee, which is like 15 minutes away. but it was within 2 years that I had to move twice. And so it took a little bit of a toll on me. It was a little bit of shell shock because we moved once and then I'm like, oh, we have to move again. So I actually started watching this movie, Austin Powers and Goldmember. I watched it a lot. I only had 3 DVDs: Austin Powers, Shrek, and Daddy Daycare. And so I'd watch it in my mom's car in the DVD player. And it got to the point where I watched it so much, I could remember the whole movie. So I'd get to recess, I'd try to make new friends and make kids laugh. So I'd recite the movie and they're like, oh, you know what? We're just going to call you Mojo. And I'm like, all right, cool. So literally since then, since fourth grade, it has stuck all the way to now where I'm 24.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, very nice nickname, I think.
It's
Yeah.
really memorable. Like anywhere I go, people always remember my name. I tell them, hey, my name's Alberto, but 95% of people that I know call me Mojo. Some people don't even know my real name. And they're like, all right, we'll call you Mojo. So I like it. I think it fits me well.
Yeah, it is. It is really so. Yeah, and what is your undergrad actually? What did you study?
So I graduated in 2019 in Florida from Stetson. And I graduated with a degree in sports business and sales. And then I pretty much had a sales job for a year right after college. And then I quit that 6 or 7 months ago and then moved to LA. But a lot of filmmakers never really have a filmmaking degree, especially back then. So I kind of feel like I fit into that mold.
Yeah, I see. How do you feel now? Like now during the COVID, all this situation, how do you feel, and like what actually helps you like to deal with all the issues with problems? I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the main things that helps me is Mojo smoothies. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
it's an
Um,
advertising. I know you're, but you're from sales, so it's pretty
yeah.
nice.
No, but I'm kidding. I feel so much better. Like it sounds corny, but I'm really living the dream. Really, like I did the sales job for a year and it was cool because I got experience. I made some decent money and that was cool. But after a year, I noticed I was not really happy. I didn't want to continue doing the job. So I'm really thankful for COVID, even though COVID sucks. But the positive side of it was that I figured that out early because I was working from home and I realized, like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. I knew I wanted to get into movies one day. So I figured, why not now? So really, that's where Jacob helped me a lot because he was doing the program that I'm doing now for UCLA, which is the TV writing. And I told him, hey, bro, like, I want to go to LA. How do you think I should get set up? So he told me about the program. I got accepted. Then I got accepted by the co-op. And the biggest reason that I'm in LA besides Jacob is because of the co-op. Like, I have to always
Yeah,
promote it. I have to promote it because it's
you
cheap, of
should.
course. And that's the reason that I'm here. If I had to pay $1,000 or $2,000 in rent, I wouldn't be able to afford it. I probably would have to be having a full-time job. I couldn't really focus on school like I wanted to, and I couldn't go out and actually work and do these acting or modeling or production gigs, for my career. So shout out to the co-op, shout out to everybody in the co-op. You guys make this place great, and I'm happy to be here. Like, I don't really get homesick. I just miss my parents and my brothers and family, but
Yeah.
I'm happy here in Westwood.
Yeah, you said the right things. Like a lot of us would not be able to live our dreams if not this place, actually. And we should admit it and we should be grateful because it really gives us opportunity. And like a lot of people just don't have this. So
Yeah,
it's a really good thing.
I
Yeah,
agree.
thank you, Coop.
Thank you,
um,
Co-op,
thank you, Coop. Yeah.
the Co-op
Okay.
gods.
Yeah, but someone just did this project for students, for people like us, and it's great because it's like something that really, works for young people like us who just starting
Mhm.
their studies and careers, and it's not that easy actually. And we have this, yeah, so someone thought that it could help, it could benefit, and it works. Actually, it works till today. I think it's like more than 70 years or something, right? I mean, the Coop is,
Yeah, I want to say yeah, because it was made in the 60s, so maybe like close to 60 something years, something like that.
yeah,
But the thing about the co-op, like it's a cool place and everything, but I think it's the people that make it. Like all the friends
of
that I
course.
have, that you have, that we have, they're basically the same friends. But like, but it's honestly the people that make it, because it's not really like an apartment and it's not a dorm either. It's kind of a mixture of both. Like you go
Yeah.
to the cafeteria, you see everybody, and I don't know, it's cool. You know, you get to see everybody on a daily basis. And apartment buildings are very different. You don't get to know anybody, but here you get to collaborate with other students, and it's dope. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
especially now. Yeah, sure. I know that you have a project called Buggy Creek Films. What is this?
Ah, yeah. So that's actually it's not official. Like we haven't trademarked it, which we probably should after this interview because we'll get like a
Why
million
not?
views.
Sure.
But it's basically what me, Sean, Drini, and Gil call ourselves. Like we are Boggy Creek Films. And this started because where I'm from in Kissimmee, there's a long street called Boggy Creek, and that's basically the road that me and Sean live on. Um, and so when we started making our videos, we're like, hey, we need a name. So we called ourselves Boggy Creek Films. And so this was like 2012 around there, and it stuck. And basically what it is, it's our YouTube channel. We put all of our videos on there. And yeah, that's just what we call ourselves. So I like to carry it around because one, it reminds me of home, but two, it's like a shout out to Kissimmee and Boggy Creek because that's where we're from and that's where it started. You know, if it wasn't for Kissimmee, there'd be no Mojo. So I always have to shout it out and give back.
Nice, nice. Mojo, you said that you really like to make jokes, to make people laugh and all these like things. So yeah, but how do you see yourself in your career? Where do you want to like more develop? Where do you want to go? What is your movie idols, or someone you want to follow? So tell me please a little bit about this.
Cool. So we'll start with movie idols. Some of my favorite directors, a lot of people will know this, Stanley Kubrick. I love The Shining. Another one by default is Steven Spielberg. He's a genius. I
Sure.
really like Francis Ford Coppola. He made The Godfather. Um, and then in terms of acting, because I like to act as well, some of my inspiration or favorite actors are Johnny Depp is one of them. He's very
Oh,
diverse, but
yeah,
I
that's
would
true.
say yeah, he can literally dress up as any character. I think he could even play like me in a movie somehow. I
Why
don't know
not?
how.
Yeah.
He's that
Why not?
good. But also I really love Jack Nicholson and Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I like to watch them and I study them a lot as well. So those are some of my inspirations. And then in terms of like genres that I like to write or act for, I started with comedy. I tried to insert comedy anywhere I can, but I prefer more drama and thriller and sort of mysteries. Like I always like to watch and write something with a twist where like you don't expect something. Because to me, when I'm watching something and I don't expect, a certain moment to happen, I'm like, oh, how didn't I see that coming? So it just excites me. So I kind of like to write to people like me, is what I'm saying.
I see. Yeah, that's something intriguing, right? That like keeps your attention.
Yeah, it keeps you on your toes because you don't see it coming. And then when it happens, you're like, oh, why didn't I think of this? Like I should have seen it. So that's my style.
That's nice. What are you working at now? I mean, screenwriting. Do you write something?
Yeah, so for the program I'm in now for TV writing, we have to do 3 TV scripts, which are like 60 pages. The first one was a spec script with an existing show. So I chose Peaky Blinders because it was a show that I basically watched every episode of. I feel like I could match the tone of the show. So that was the first assignment. The second one and the third actually are original TV pilots. So like I have to create something
Mhm.
and just write it. And so right now we just finished the second one. And so we're moving on to the third pilot. So I got to think of what to write next.
Do you have any ideas where
I've
you
got a
would?
couple ideas, yeah, but they're all in development because like ideas can start from the smallest little thing, you know. It can be like, oh, a boy named Mojo moves to LA and pursues his, you know, his dream in movies. Or it could be something bigger, like, oh, a boy named Mojo tries to defeat, I don't know, aliens. So it could be really anything. So I have a lot of ideas that are big and small in my notes. So I just got to figure out what I want to write, what I'm in the mood to do, and go from there.
That's cool. That's nice. What actually helps you to generate your ideas, and what like drives you and helps you to wake up actually in the morning? What your motivation?
Okay, so inspirations for writing is literally everything. So when I feel stuck, I either go and refer to movies or books, and talking to people actually helps a lot. Like me and Sean, when we first started out our little comedy sketches, we basically, all of our videos started because of jokes. We'd be like, oh, bro, what would happen if blah, 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 blah? And we'd be like, oh, that'd be a funny skit. And we would just do it. It would be dumb. Maybe it's not good, whatever. But like, it comes from talking to other people. And for example, listening to other people's stories, it just, I don't know, it clicks in your head, you know? Out of
Yeah.
all the people I've talked to, sometimes I'm writing a character and I'm really writing it thinking of somebody that I've met before or had a conversation with. So as a writer or filmmaker, you get inspiration from anything and anybody. And then to answer your question about motivation, I think I've gotten to a level where I'm good at motivating myself with, I don't know, very small things. Like I don't really have to set 20 alarms to wake up and be like, all right, Mojo, you got to go right. I just know I have to do it and I enjoy it. I love it. So I just do it. Um, but I actually have something here that I look at pretty much every day or like when I get tired. And it says, is it going to make me better? And another question, am I closer to my dreams? So
Yeah,
basically, it's
that's cool.
maybe a little, yeah, it may be a little corny to people, but like anytime I'm doing something and it's right in front of my desk, I look at that and I ask myself those two questions. Like, what I'm doing, is it going to make me better? If I'm on Instagram, it's probably not going to make me a better filmmaker. But if I'm watching an interview of like, I don't know, Stanley Kubrick or Al Pacino and how they get into film mode, that would make me better because I'm learning from them and I'm getting closer to my dreams by doing that. So motivation for me has gotten to the point where I know how to motivate myself. And just the last point on that, one of the hardest working people that well, not that I know of is Kobe Bryant. And obviously I never got a chance to meet him, but he made working hard cool. Like Kobe Bryant used to say all the time that he never became Kobe Bryant because he was born like that. He had to work, you know, to become one of the best ever. And so to me, that's cool because it inspires me to work so hard at my craft and just try to be the best that I can. And knowing that you have to practice your craft to get to that level. You're just not born that way.
Yeah.
So I watch Kobe Bryant videos a lot of the time, either watching him play or watching him speak, as well as Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. And I don't know, people like that motivate me, and I've figured out how to motivate myself, if that makes any sense.
Yes, that's great. That's really great. That's something that really make difference, you know. And it's very I think it's very important that you found it already, and it's something that really keeps you up. So I'm actually admiring. Yeah, it's very smart. So
Thank you. I appreciate it.
yeah, sure. That's nice. That's great, dude. Yeah, everything that keeps you like, going and keeps
Hmm.
you reaching your dreams, and everything that works is really good. You need just to find something for yourself. Everyone needs this, something that works for themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because one of the things that I also live by that sort of motivates me is not wanting to regret anything. Like, there's been a couple times in my life where I've not done something and I regretted it and I think about it and I'm like, dude, why didn't I just talk to this person or do that? And so I try to never live in regret. Like, if there's a joke that I could put out there, I just
Sure.
do it because you'll never have the second chance. But also, like, talking to people and doing certain things, like, why not? Because I don't want to live life and look back if I get 70, 80, 90, 100 years
Yeah.
old and regret certain things. It could be very small, but it could be big. Like, oh, why didn't I quit my job and move to LA or whatever? So if I had to give any advice to people, I'd say try to not live in regret. Like, obviously, don't do stupid things and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go party all night. Like, okay, that's something else. But in terms of advancement of career and like yourself, try not to live in regret. Like, I don't know, that's the best advice that I could give. That's what I try to live by.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, at the end of the day, all that we have is like 24 hours a day, and all that we have is like our lives now,
Yeah,
like present moment. So all we can do just be the best of ourselves that we can. And we all live learning during the whole life. We all learning, so all the
yeah,
time. Yep.
yeah. We
Don't
literally
regret.
learn something new like every day.
Yeah, and sometimes it's really better to do something than not to do. So,
Yeah, I agree. I
yeah.
completely agree.
Thank you, Mojo. It was amazing, really very interesting, very motivating conversation. Thank you so much for being with us, for sharing all that you have. I think it will help a lot of people as well who will watch us. And thank you guys for watching Co-opcast. Really, thank you. And that's it for today. But stay safe, stay involved, and be with us. And if you want to be the part of this project, so just reach out to me. Don't hesitate. And have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sonia. Appreciate you.
Bye.
And get a Mojo smoothie.
And get a Mojo smoothie.
Hey.
Yeah.